Sivas Ganga cluster registers new COVID-19 cases. Do not make statements jeopardizing Perikatan Nasional's chances in Sabah. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching news at 10. Another 14 COVID-19 positive cases, 13 of them being local transmissions, were reported in the country today. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah in a statement said this brings the cumulative total of positive COVID-19 cases in Malaysia to 8,999, with 210 being active cases. According to Dr. Noor Hisham, all 13 local transmissions today involved Malaysians, namely 11 from the Sivaganga cluster and 2 screening cases at the Labuan International Ferry Terminal. He said the first of the 2 cases involves a student who arrived from Sandakan for studies in Labuan, while the second is from Penampang, who is in Labuan for holiday with family members. Meanwhile, the sole import case, he said, involved a Filipino who got infected abroad. Dr. Noor Hisham also said 17 patients had recovered and allowed to be discharged today, bringing the cumulative number of recovered cases to 8,664 cases, or 96.3% of the total number of cases. He added that there are only 2 COVID-19 positive cases being treated in the intensive care unit ICU, one of which need ventilator support. Also, no new fatalities were reported and the death toll remains at 125 cases, or 1.39% of the total number of cases. In a related development, Dr. Noor Hisham said up to noon today, some 313 people from the Sivaganga cluster have been screened. Of the number, he said 20 tested positive, 218 negative, while 13 more cases are awaiting results. Of the positive cases, Dr. Noor Hisham said 15 are Malaysians, adding that there are no ICU cases or deaths reported from this cluster. The Health Director General said 11 positive cases were reported to the Crisis Preparedness and Response Centre CPRC, with 8 of them being close contacts to the case 8,975, including a 7-year-old pupil. Case 8,975 is a first-generation case. Besides this, he said 3 more cases were close contacts of case 8,976, another first-generation case. According to Dr. Noor Hisham, all these cases are being treated at the Sultanah Bahia Hospital in Alor Star. He also said that active case detection is being carried out by the District Health Office to contain the spread of COVID-19, along with cleaning and disinfection activities at all premises, including the school involved and homes with positive cases. Police arrested 315 people yesterday for breaching the Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO rules, including 127 for not wearing face masks. Senior Minister for Security, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, in a statement today said 38 people were detained for not following the Standard Operating Procedures SOP, while 150 were detained for making physical distancing difficult. Of the total, he said 3 of them were remanded, while 312 were issued compound fines. According to Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri, the Compliance Operations Task Force conducted 63,473 inspections yesterday to monitor and enforce compliance with the RMCO SOP. Yesterday, he said, police also set up 64 roadblocks in Ops Benteng nationwide and inspected 35,459 vehicles to check the entry of illegal immigrants, especially via red trails. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri also said that police carried out 2,263 monitoring visits yesterday to check on individuals under home quarantine. According to him, police yesterday detained 28 individuals who failed to comply with home quarantine SOP. From the 24th of July until yesterday, 4,286 people arrived at the country's entry points and were sent to 16 hotels and 5 public training institutes in Kuala Lumpur, Negeri Sembilan, Penang, Kelantan, Sarawak, Selangor and Johor. Of the total, the senior minister explained, 13 people have been sent to hospitals for treatment. According to Dato' Seri Ismail Sabri, they had returned from 24 countries, namely the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Cambodia, Singapore, Vietnam, Brunei, Qatar, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong, India, United Arab Emirates, Japan, Turkey, South Korea, Iran, Bangladesh, Taiwan, China, United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Papua New Guinea and Australia. Up to 29 individuals have been issued compounds in Johor for not wearing face masks in public, transport and crowded places. Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Piche said 26 compounds were issued in Kota Tinggi district while another 3 were in Iskandar Putri. The compounds were issued following checks conducted by police at 389 public places from yesterday until 12 p.m. today. In a statement today, Dato' Ayub Khan said people found not complying with the Recovery Movement Control Order, RMCO, Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, will be issued a 1,000 ringgit compound under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988, Act 342. He said monitoring will continue to be carried out in areas of public focus to ensure that the SOP on the mandatory use of face masks enforced starting yesterday was adhered to by the people. Stern action, including arrests, will be taken if people were still defiant and do not comply with the SOP. The police have suggested restricting the entry of visitors to Teluk Cempedak, Kuantan, Pahang, especially on weekends, to ensure the public's compliance with the Standard Operating Procedure SOP on physical distancing. Kuantan Police Chief ACP Muhammad Noor Yusof Ali said the move was considered necessary due to the huge number of visitors at the beach resort yesterday, causing the area to be congested. Despite the congestion, ACP Muhammad Noor told the media today visitors continue to push their way, that the police had to force them to turn back and told them to come again on another day for safety reason.
Saya memohon kerjasama masyarakat, khususnya daerah Kuantan dan juga amnya yang masuk daripada luar ke daerah Kuantan. Patuhilah peraturan yang telah diberikan bagi memastikan bahawa keselamatan, ketenteraman dan keamanan khususnya daerah Kuantan ini terjamin. Kita fokus kepada COVID-19 ini.
He also said that he would bring up the matter to the relevant authorities, including the Kuantan Municipal Council. Apart from Teluk Cempedak, ACP Muhammad Noor said the police would continue to conduct patrols at other public areas in the Kuantan district, including the market, to ensure public compliance to the prescribed SOP. He added that the police would also focus on public transports with surprise checks to be conducted at bus terminals as well as at roadblocks. On a related development, ACP Muhammad Noor said the police issued compounds to 17 individuals for not wearing the face mask in an operation conducted in Kuantan Town, Teluk Cempedak, Kuantan Central Terminal and a shopping mall in Kuantan yesterday. The Malaysian Armed Forces ATM foiled an attempt to smuggle 600 magpies estimated to be worth 18,000 ringgit to 24,000 ringgit into Indonesia through Op Benteng in Kampung Pungai, Bandar Penawar, Johor last night. In a statement issued today, the 3rd Malaysian Infantry Division headquarters said that the 7th Malaysian Infantry Brigade, which was responsible for supervising the area, received a tip-off from the public about a suspicious boat on the beach in Kampung Pungai. The Quick Reaction Force team of the 1st Battalion of the Royal Ranger Regiment acted upon the information at about 10:15 p.m. and discovered 60 crates containing 600 magpies about to be smuggled into Indonesia. According to the statement, the confiscated items were handed over to Perhilitan Johor, the Johor Wildlife and National Parks Department, for further action, and a report was lodged at the Bayu Damai police station. The statement also said that the suspects fled upon realizing the presence of security forces in the area. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency is said to have also dispatched a boat to conduct a search in the waters, but the boat used by the smugglers is yet to be found. Barisan Nasional Secretary General Tan Sri Anwar Musa has urged Perikatan Nasional PN partners not to issue any statements which could damage their chances of winning in the upcoming Sabah state election. He said that space should be given to the leadership of all its allied parties to discuss matters related to the Sabah polls. Tan Sri Anwar said that there should be a consensus among PN Muafakat Nasional MN and UMNO Sabah in the state's upcoming snap election. The MP for Ketereh said PN to date had not yet discussed seat allocations for the upcoming polls. Sabah UMNO, according to Tan Sri Anwar, will have full autonomy to decide on the party's candidates.
Saya dapati ada beberapa pihak ada mengeluarkan kenyataan jumlah kursi dan sebagainya. Saya fikir agak sedikit terlalu awal dan dia boleh menimbulkan kesulitan dalam waktu kita nak berunding kalau ada pihak yang dah umum berapa jumlah kursi dan sebagainya. Jadi nasihat saya, kita oleh kerana ini pilihan raya yang bersifat macam snap election, kita perlukan sedikit masa untuk kita menyusun.
He said this after attending an Aidil Adha event in Ketereh, Kelantan. Tan Sri Anwar was responding to Sabah Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia Bersatu Chief Datuk Seri Haji Ji Noor, who said the party is prepared to contest 45 seats in the upcoming Sabah state election. On Thursday, Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Shafi'i Abdal announced the dissolution of the State Assembly, paving the way for a state election to be held within 60 days.
Kepercayaan kepada Tuhan,
kesetiaan kepada raja dan negara,
keluhuran perlembagaan,
kedaulatan undang-undang,
kesopanan dan kesusilaan.
Coming up next, Bank Islam offers targeted repayment assistance for customers. The curfew in the waters of 7 districts in the Eastern Sabah Security Zone, S Zone, which is supposed to end at 6 p.m. tomorrow, is extended for another 2 weeks until the 18th of August. Sabah Police Commissioner Dato' Zaini Ijaz said with the extension, residents in the areas involved were not allowed to enter the waters and to stay home between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. during the curfew period. Elaborating further in a statement released, Dato' Zaini said, others are also not allowed to enter or be in these areas during the stated period and time, adding the districts affected are Tawau, Sempurna, Kunak, Lahad Datu, Kinabatangan, Sandakan and Beluran. He said the curfew period was extended to ensure these waters were not infiltrated by militants that threatened the safety of international researchers conducting studies in the area as well as tourists at the resort islands. Dato' Zaini said, based on information, the Abu Sayyaf militant group and those involved in kidnapping for ransom from the southern Philippines were still trying to infiltrate these waters to carry out kidnapping and trans-border crime. He said the curfew order was also to ease enforcement and monitoring on the movements of boats and for the chalet operators and fishermen to feel safe with the presence of the security force vessels in the vicinity. The State Police Commissioner added that he has also authorized the district police chiefs in the S Zone to issue permits to eligible applicants for fishery activities or those with an urgent need to pass through the curfew areas. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad has strongly urged vulnerable customers impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic to approach its officers and staff for the best repayment arrangement as the current moratorium period ends on 30th September. Its Chief Executive Officer, Muhammad Muazzam Mohammed, said in a statement today, customers may visit the bank's network of branches from the 7th of August onwards to discuss solutions that best fit their financial situation and complete the application form to enjoy this facility. He said the bank has initiated contact with all its customers via text messages and periodical updates across different communication platforms. Under the targeted repayment assistance, Muhammad Muazzam said Bank Islam offers 3 months moratorium extension from the end of the existing moratorium period to those who lost their jobs in 2020 and currently unemployed. He also said that individuals who are still working but suffered a significant loss in income as a result of reduced working hours and pay cuts will be offered reduced monthly installment commensurate to salary reduction depending on types of financing. Muhammad Muazzam added that they will also be able to offer payment flexibility of up to 6 months from the end of the existing moratorium period. That's it from us this evening. In our top story, Kedah Siva Ganga cluster registers new COVID-19 cases. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Thank you for watching.